Solo.
And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs on this beautiful Thursday. We're turning back the clock. That's what we're doing. We're going to Scythe or Scythe. And again, one of these days, I'm going to know how to pronounce that before I start to speak about it. But look, sorry, clearing out some things. Here we go. I received a review copy of the expansion, which is just called Encounters, I think. But basically, the expansion of Encounters gives you Encounters number 42 up to 70 something. They are pretty interesting. It's going to be a weird playthrough, and then I'm doing this because I got this expansion, and it was a review copy sent to me, and I wanted to put it on the channel and speak about it. However, this will not play a huge part in this game because all it is just different encounters. In theory, you're supposed to take the encounters you have with the game of Scythe, and you shuffle them all together. But it does recommend that you just play with only the expansion encounters just to get an idea of what's in the deck now. I have some interesting thoughts about the encounters. I read a lot about the encounters before I got the expansion. Even like years ago when I was considering buying it before Stonemaier, was like, oh, you're a YouTube channel. Here, we'll send it to you if you want. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to like them very much. And honestly, my early impression of them is that they are not as swingy or game-breaking as some of the comments and things I've seen about them seem to suggest. They're a little bit, kind of more toned up, but I do think it's a matter of degree, not kind, and I would be happy to play these in any games of Scythe that I play going forward. So we'll see if we get an interesting one or two during this playthrough. I did have a random setup off camera, and I was not expecting to continue on with it on camera, but I haven't won this matchup yet, so I'm going to keep doing it until I win. I use the Scythe Kick app. I love the app. I think it is absolutely fantastic. I purchased all of the different modules for it. I don't use it for the Atoma movement. I just figured that out myself. But as far as the scoring goes, as far as a randomized setup, I think it's an absolutely worthwhile app. It's super, super well put together. So when I first randomized it, I got Nordic, the mechanical Nordic. So that's board number 4. I always struggle with the mechanical board. The fact that it's just so even, like 2-2-2, I find that really kind of hard to make work. So we'll see if we can kind of find a strategy here today. The Nordics, again, are notoriously fairly weak. In fuller games, they can be pretty strong. In smaller games, however, I ended up against the Rusviet faction with the Atoma, which does cramp my style, as the Rusviets are really going to want to get into this territory here pretty quick. So it's going to kind of force me toward Albion. And we'll see again how we can make that work. But so that's going to be my faction matchup. If this goes quick, maybe we'll put a second game up because it's Scythe and it should be pretty quick, and we'll go from there. So if someone could jump in the chat and let me know that I'm sounding amazing, that would be super good. I know we are having some fish-eyeing in the corners. Again, it is the product of me using a 4K webcam instead of like a fancy-dancy, heavy-duty, excuse me, I'm about to have a coughing fit. Instead of a fancy dancy camera here. So one of these days we will have a big tech upgrade. That day, again, is not today. But we are set for an Atoma game. We have all the Rusviet stuff that we need, the 6 stars, the 8 workers, the 4 mechs, and the character. They're going to start there. They also start with 5 money, and they're going to start with the heart on the 10 popularity. That will never move. They will end the game with 10 popularity. They will start the game with 10 popularity. It is what it is. We will shuffle up the combat cards, and Rusviet does start with 2. They also start with 3 on the power meter here. So Scythe's one of those games for me that I've considered selling, and I just can't. I really still like the experience of it. It does not get to the table very often. It was nice to get it back to the table today. One of the reasons I was like, sure, Stonemaier, I will take a copy of the Encounters expansion is because I was kind of eager to have a reason to make sure I played it more. It's just easy to get crowded out with so many new games all the time. But again, for me, this is just one of those games that will always hold a special place. This was the first game that I really soloed in any serious capacity, as far as like in the context of modern tabletop board games. One of the things I will say is that I got so good at it. Or not, I'm not amazing at Scythe, right? There are people that are just far better than me. But for my play group, I just got too good for it. Too good at it. So one of the reasons it does not get to the table for me as much as I would like is that I just, you know, I'm just, it's not a very competitive game with my friends and I, because again, I just know the game that much more than they do. And to play enough times for them to close that gap would be a little bit annoying. Now, that's happened to me with 2 games. It's happened to me with Scythe, and it's happened to me with Gaia Project. Again, where my soloing of a game has led me to the point where it's not the greatest competitive game for me anymore. Gaia Project is such a deep, rich game that I have no problem keeping coming back to it. Scythe, again, it's a little bit more straightforward, but it's still such a solid experience. There has been a lot of fun nostalgia for me as I played this the last couple of days, getting ready for today, because I did want to make sure I had the Atoma rules, back in my head. The Atoma, speaking of the Atoma Factory did this Atoma. It's excellent. I think the Gaia Project Atoma is more impressive to me, but this is equally excellent for what it is. It gives you a pretty simple, straightforward system to help you feel like you are playing against an opponent that does have a plan and a and a methodology that is going to provide a very good challenge from game to game. I'm playing on hard. I've never played on the very hard mode. Hard is a good spot for me. We'll see how the rest of it, how it works for me today. I'm going to shuffle up the factory cards. We will have 3 factory cards. We'll put them here. And we're going to have the objectives. I will grab 2 objectives for myself. We also have to give, again, combat cards for myself and 2 for the Razviet faction. On the mechanical board, I start with 3 popularity. Start with 6 money. With my money, I'll just put that in a pile here. And again, we will get 2 objectives. I'm just going to get the rest of the objective deck out of the game, and we'll take a look at what we have. So first is Foundations of the Empire. Have at least 6 of your tokens, character, workers, mechs, and structures on 1 territory. And then we have Technological Breakthrough. Have 1 factory card and 0 upgrades. That might not be that hard to do with this board, because again, the tech upgrades give you 0 money as a result. So this is not, it's mechanical, except it doesn't really like technology. But so I guess that makes sense, thematically, if you really think that through. But hold on one sec. My sinuses are doing their standard 11:15 revolt. Like, no, you will not live stream without remembering that we are here as well. All right, did I shuffle? I think I shuffled these. I'm pretty sure I shuffled these, just in case I didn't. We'll shuffle them again. And I think I shuffled the Atoma cards. I don't know. What am I doing? My memories have gone right out of my head. We have our encounter tokens set up. Would be important to have those, considering we are trying to, feature and talk about the encounters. And now we have to get our bonus tiles for our structures. Now notice this is a very big stack of bonus tiles. I did go ahead and pick up the modular board for Scythe, and I like that a lot more than I anticipated. It's super helpful to just kind of create a little more intrigue and create like a smaller board for smaller player counts. There's a lot about what that does and how it sets the game up that I really enjoy. All right. So player count is 2. Use Atoma. There will be 1 Atoma. I never got into the multiple Atoma thing. That never worked for me in Scythe. It never worked for me for Root. I know some people that really like multiple bots and like managing that stuff. For me, I've always like, at some point it just, I don't want to feel like the game's playing me. I want to be feeling like I'm playing the game. So I just like the 1 Atoma, and that's fine. But if you wanted to get multiple copies of the Atoma deck, you can get them on the you can get them from Stonemaier, and you can play all the bots you want. Knock yourself out. So we are doing. I'm not playing with Invaders from Afar. No, wait, I am playing with Invaders from Afar. I'm not playing Wind Gambit, and I sold Rise of Fenris because that game was that campaign was very much not for me or my group. All right, let's move on. So, player 1, I know I'm going to be the Mechanical Nordics, so whatever, pretend that says Mechanical Nordic. And then I know that the Atoma is going to be the Rosviets, so pretend that says, well, we can redraw that until it says Rosviet. Rosviet, 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 Rosviet. There we go. All right, so it says Mechanical Saxony. Again, pretend that says Nordic. And we are going to be having structures built adjacent to lakes, I believe. And that is excellent. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's structures adjacent to the most lakes, and each lake can only count once. So again, if I get a structure here, that would be adjacent to 2. So the most you can get up to is 7, because there's 7 lakes on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, if we can get adjacent to 6, that's going to be 9 extra points at the end of the game, which is super good. All right. I do not do the movement. Again, at the end of the game, I'll just say finish game and go to scoring. I do not use the app for the movement stuff, but it's there if you want that functionality. In a solo game, you do start first. And yeah, I think, just with how this board is, I want to get all my workers out. I'm going to make production super kind of expensive in a way that's going to hurt. We are going to need to make sure that we get our popularity above 7 at some point, but I just don't see, how to play this game trying to do the tech stuff at all. I think one of the ideas for me is if it's in a solo game, you really want to get these enlistment things out as soon as possible against the Atoma, because those extra bonuses really help, and it's just a little hard to do with the current setup. I mean, the best. I mean, I could start. Maybe I'm wondering if I do the trade action, trade, move, trade, produce. That way I can get my first enlistment bonus out. That's an idea. Oh, I need to get my combat cards. I start with 1. It is a 3-er, so that's not bad. I'll have my combat cards down here, and we'll give 2 in a face-down pile to the Rosviets. And what's going to be on camera? We'll put their stack here. Yeah, just have it. I played this my 3rd time playing this, and I just really I've been struggling finding an opening that makes a whole lot of sense. But if I can get my enlistment bonuses out, I'm just like not doing tech at all, which is like bananas. But I kind of want to move, produce, trade. We can hope that this is good. I mean, some of the reliability of the original encounter deck, where you were just kind of getting resources, is kind of out. So in some ways, I found in a solo game that these encounter cards have made things a little bit harder. And again, if you're not doing a tech thing, like all your stuff is just really expensive to get done. We could, if I did a produce, trade, move, I mean, I could try to get a a structure out, but again, that structure want to be adjacent to any lakes if I'm using this bonus card now. So that's, you know, a thing. But I think we'll try this. It's again a little bit different. I'm going to do a trade. I'm going to do a move, trade, produce, and we'll just start getting these enlistments out because they're going to be mad expensive. But I can start, you know, getting some of the rewards from the enlistment symbols on the atomic cards. So if I'm going to spend $1, again, I had 6. I spent 2, we get 2. I spent 1, we get 2 back, and I will take 2 food. This has to go on a hex that has a worker. The Atoma's first turn. Again, we're going to do the first movement action that we can. We're not playing against Polania, so that doesn't happen. They don't have a mech to move, so they're not going to do that. So they're going to do a worker move. They're going to pick up the worker closest to the base. Reading order is the tiebreaker, and they're going to move adjacent to the most other units. This is adjacent to 1, this is adjacent to 1, this one does not count, and they're going to go closest to factory, so it's going to move here. The Atoma's going to get stuff, they're going to get one of their workers, this goes on their base, they're going to get their mech, the character or mech, so if we had defeated the character, they would get it back now, character or mech, and then if we had the enlistment for the popularity open, we would get 1 popularity, we do not, and then they're going to go ahead and they're going to get one portion of a heart. My turn, I'm going to move. We're going to move this guy. Oof. Yikes. This is a weird build. This guy here. I gotta get my character out toward this. And with that guy here, this guy here. And that's done. We're going to do the Atoma's first turn, or second turn. They're going to do a character encounter or factory action. So they obviously can't get to the factory because Riverwalk's not unlocked. So they're going to go there. This encounter token comes off the board. And then they're going to gain stuff. They're going to get another mech. And then they're going to get a portion of a star. That gets them 1 away from Riverwalk being unlocked. My turn. I'm going to pay $1 and get stuff. We'll get 2 more food. That's done. Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. Toma's fourth action or third action, they are going to do a character encounter action, except they can't get to the factory. They cannot get to the encounter token, so they just do a normal character move action. They're going to go, the valid hex is closest to one of my combat units, which is there. So they're going to, so 1, 2, 3. If this would also be valid, 1, 2, 3. They're going to go to the one that's closest to the factory, so they're going to stay right there. So they pick up and they go right back where they were. The Atomas that they get stuff, they're going to get a worker and they're going to get $1. So now they're up to $6. Again, that's points for them. They're seeded with 5 at the beginning of the game and they get a portion of the star. Riverwalk is now unlocked. All right, my turn. I'm going to move again. We're going to move this dude here because I really don't want any oils. I want to get, when I do that production finally, I want to make sure I'm starting to get the metals that I'm going to need to make some mechs. And then I move here. At the end of my movement, I trigger the encounter that is there. We take the top encounter card. It is this. So it is a picture of a mech. There's a snowy field. There's a big airship in the background. Harvest fish oil for fuel. I gain 3 oil, place them on this card. Once per move action, I can pay 1 oil from this card to move any unit 1 additional territory. I can enjoy a leisurely day fishing. I can skip my next turn to gain 8 food now. Oh. Or I can provoke a brawl with a snide remark about walking teapots. I can discard any number of combat cards to gain an equal number of combat cards plus 1. That's 8 food now is pretty strong. It's going to cost me an entire turn, though. I mean, this is like something I do like these decisions. They're super interesting. I just don't think that's productive in the skipping. So I will get the once removed to move any one unit, one additional territory. Great. I'll get the 3 oil and we'll get the 1 additional move. That could be helpful, especially if I'm trying to have a factory card and 0 upgrades, and then I don't have to worry about having speed. So we'll keep this card in play over here on my once per move action. So I can have this for every time I use a move action, I have the option to spend an oil, and the oil can grease those wheels and make me go a wee bit farther. So super cool. Atoma's turn. They're doing a attack against a worker action. So if there were any of my workers that were in a hex that did not have a combat unit, the Atoma would move in there with a mech, the mech closest to home. Since that is not a thing, again, there are no workers in the neighborhood of the Atoma units. They're going to do a worker move action, so they're going to pick up a worker closest to home. So they actually have one in home, so that is indeed closest, and they're going to place it in a valid hex, which is adjacent to the most other Atoma units. So they're, I mean, you get looking in the neighborhood. So this would be adjacent to 3 Atoma units. This would be adjacent to 3 Atoma units. Again, the stuff that's in the base does not count for those purposes. And then we're going to do what's closest to the factory. Well, they're both 3 from the factory. All right, so what is in reading order? Reading order is going to be there. The Atoma's going to gain stuff. They're going to gain a worker, and they're going to gain a portion of a star again. So that's their 4th star. As soon as they have 5 more stars, they will get their first actual star. So their wooden star, again, I'm talking about stars on here. So as soon as they get 5 more of these, they'll get a star up there. Again, once they have 6 stars, they trigger end game. Once they have their first star from this, because they can get stars from combat, they could also get stars from the power track. But if they get first star from this, then we actually start doing the stage 2 side, which is a little bit more militaristic and aggressive. All right, so that is done. I'm going to do a produce action. I'm going to produce on 2 hexes. I'm going to produce a worker on, on the village, and I'm going to get a metal over here. And then we do the bottom line action of a listing. So I spend the 4 food. I get 2 money for that. I'm back up to 6. And I'm going to actually take unlist. I'm going to unlock the enlist thing itself. No, that seems dumb. Yeah, no, I think I need more power cards for sure. I'll do the enlist thing itself. And I will go ahead and, oops. When you, the one thing, do I actually get the bonus for when I take that action the first time? I don't think I do. Enlistment, combat, bottom actions, build, enlist. Yeah, I don't think you get that. It says for the rest of the game. All right, so I'm going to unlock the ongoing bonus of a card. And I will put this here to get 2 power. Hold on one sec. All right, audio back. So, first bottom line action of the game. Took a while to get there, but it got there. We did indeed. Let's make the next thing happen. We're going to do the Atoma's turn. The Atoma is doing a encounter action. So they're not, the factory is not in the neighborhood of any of their units, but this is, so they're going to get this encounter token. They're going to gain stuff. They're going to gain a worker. They're going to get a power card. I have that and list bonus open, so I also get a power card or a combat card, so another 3, and they get another star. My turn. Yeah, doing this without tech upgrades at all is really rough. Yeah, I'll come here. I'll spend $1. I'll get 2 metal. Top line action. Done. Atoma's turn. They're doing a mech move, so they're going to, not attacking a mech move, they're going to take a mech closest to home, and they're going to put it in the neighborhood closest to one of my combat units, so one of my plastic units. These are both 1 away. They're going to go closest to factory as a tiebreaker, so they're going to go there. Since this is a Rusviet player, they get a worker. They also get another worker, because even the non-Rusviet would get a worker there. They're going to get $1. They get 1 more star. So there are 3 things here that do not give stars. Unfortunately, we have not picked any of those. Combat right now wouldn't be terrible. We have, again, the power cards. They only have 3 power. I wouldn't mind them attacking me. So we'll see how that plays out. My next turn, we are going to... Did I produce... Let me not have taken a metal. Let me not have taken 2 metal. Let me have taken a metal and a wood. That would have been a better trade for me, and you'll see why in a bit. All right, I think. Yeah, I'm going to want to get... No, let me get all the metal I can. Let me get all the metal I can for sure. All right, so we're coming back here. I'm going to do a production action. I'm going to produce 2 workers. Now, next time I do the production, it's going to cost me a power. I'm also going to get another metal. So now it has to go here. So I have 4 metal. I'm not doing the bottom line action there. Obviously, Atoma's turn. They are doing a move action with a worker. They're going to pick up a worker closest to home. They're going to put it into the hex that is adjacent to the most other Atoma units. This would be adjacent to 3. This would be adjacent to 3, including the mech that's in there. I do not have Riverwalk opened up, so this is not in my neighborhood, so it can go there. Otherwise, if I had Riverwalk unlocked, since my Riverwalk for Nordics would allow me to move into wood, into the hexes that produce wood, they would not go there because, again, they would be scared away by my combat units, which is a thing. Atoma's going to get stuff. They were supposed to get a worker. They already have all 8 of their workers. They get $1. And I don't have that listen bonus open yet. They get another star. So they're marching right along. My turn. I'm going to... pay $1 to bolster. I get 2 power. It gets me up to 8. I'm going to spend 3 metal. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to put a mech out. I'm going to get seaworthy. I have to put this in a hex that has a worker. Since I built a mech, I'm going to get $2. So I'm putting in a 1, getting 3, and that is all she wrote. Yeah, I have a path to really smush these enlistment bonuses, but it's concerning. Don't. Oh, man, I might want to. Again, you get another worker out of starts costing you popularity, which is scary. I'm trying to figure out if I go here, I get 2 more metal. I can get another mech out. It's just not been. It's not very. It's not a very efficient board. I've always struggled with this mechanical board because it just doesn't. And the things that give you 3 money for the one thing, it just gives you a little more direction. This has been interesting. We'll see. We'll see what the factory card can get for me too, because I can get there pretty quick. All right, we're doing a factory encounter action, except there are no valid hexes that have encounter tokens that weren't already gobbled up, and the factory is not yet in the Atoma's neighborhood. The Atoma is doing a non-attacking character move then, so it's going to go here. That's adjacent to me. That's not. It doesn't matter if it's in my neighborhood because it's the character, and it's closest to factory, so that's where that's going to go. And now it's going to get 3 power, so it goes from 3 to 6. So that's something to be aware of. It gets $1, and if I had that on the bonus, I would get $1, but no star. Super interesting. I do. It totally blocked my way because I was 100% going to go into that lake and try to get to the factory because I want to get a factory card, because a factory card will allow me to factory card on no tech upgrades and get me the technological breakthrough, which would make me super happy. I'm close to the foundations of the empire thing anyway. Yikes. 3, 4. Yeah, I do want to get more enlistment bonuses, but holy, that was really bad. I don't like the fact that it went there. That's really bad. I think I start a combat, but if I don't want to have to send that worker back, but it might. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm gonna do the move action. I'm gonna move all these workers on top of that mech with that metal there, and then I think we do it. I'm going to move my character into here, and we're going to start a combat. While they only have 6 power, they do have 3 power cards, so that could be super annoying. Most of the time, they only be drawing 2. Again, since they have 0 to 7, they might only be spending 0 power, though. So I think for me, I'm going to spend the 3 and the 4. I'm spending 7 power. Let's gamble if this doesn't work. It is what it is. Of course, there's no resources there either, so this is really annoying. But we'll get their character off the board. Let's see what happens. All right, so I've spent 7 total, including my power card. Bam, they have 0 to 3. I lose. That's so bad, dude. Yeah, I'm absolutely losing this. This is gross. They got the 1 card that gives them 3 power cards. So they have 0 to 7 power, so they're spending 3, but they're also contributing 3 power cards, which is absolutely gross. They have a 3, and a 5. So all their power cards go out. My power goes out. I get a power card as a consolation. It's only a 2er. That's gonna go sideways as a sideways discard pile. They get a star for that, which is super annoying. They can only get 2 combat stars, however, but even more annoying is my guy goes all the way back home. So that very much did not work as hoped. All right, but that is my turn. Yeah, this is going to be a quick game. I don't see this going well. Atoma is going to move, since now they got a star, but they don't flip this over until they get a star because of this. So one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah, it was really gross. All right, they're going to do a worker move. They're going to go from here. That's the most units. They're going to get $1. I can start changing some of this up. Make 5 to 10, and they get a star here. Gross. Yeah, get out of my way. I really wanted that factory card. That just really changed my game because I was going to use the Seaworthy and then this to get the 2 to get the factory card. So once he went there, like, and I don't have Riverwalk unlocked, I was kind of blocked in. It's like just really my only way out. So again, the Rusviet faction against the Nordics is a really big problem. But let me do a production action. I'm going to spend the power, so I'm down to 3. I'm going to get 4 food. I won't even take it. I'm going to get 1 metal, which I put here, and then I'm going to get an enlistment. Again, I didn't take the 4 food. I'm going to get 2 money because of that. I get a power card because of that. There's a 5er. And I'm going to get this bonus here. Nope. Let me get the popularity, start trying to get that enlistment bonus, and I'll put this here and take 2 more power cards. Another 5 and a 2. So that's a really nice array of power cards. Atoma's turn. We're going to pull this off. Atoma's doing a move action with a worker. This is going to be adjacent. Again, you cannot have a worker where all the workers are, but again, that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is closest factory. So now that lake's super annoying. That lake's even more annoying because it's risking me losing popularity by sending people home. Remember, Riverwalk, even if I get it, only allows me to move into woods or metal. So I think I'm like not even getting this tech upgrade now, which is really bad. So that is unfortunate how like that really played out. Did you see that one thing that's just really kind of changed my game? The Atoma is going to get a power, a combat card. So now they have 1. Yeah, because I could have just tried like, oh, let me go combat him again, but now there's a worker there, and I really don't want to lose that that popularity, but I might have to, just the way this is playing out. They get a combat card. My enlisted bonus is open for combat cards, so now I get a 4, so I have a bunch of combat cards. No star there. My turn. I don't want that worker to be sent home, so I think I should. That means I'm just not getting encounter tokens. Like, oh, all this is super bad. Yeah, we'll have to do the move. We're gonna spend this oil. My unit's gonna move twice because you know there's nothing like oiling up a buffalo. We'll move this guy into here. Atoma's turn. Atoma's doing a factory action. They grab a factory card. Or a factory movement. So that is in the neighborhood now. So that is taken care of. They're going to get 1 power. So they get up to 4. They get a worker. They have all their workers. I do not have that enlistment bonus, so I do not get that. The Atoma gets a star. That's enough to get them a star on the track. And since that's their first star on the track, via their Atoma card, they're going to actually take this, shuffle this up, and reset it. Yeah, this is not. I really don't know how to make this work. There's never a place where I'm doing like top bottom, like, you know, you're just kind of in this weird This is a weird combination of board and faction and opponent that is proving very, very hard for me to crack the puzzle here. All right. Done. My turn. We're going to produce. I spend a power. I'm going to get 4 food. Not going to take it. I get 1 more metal. And then with my enlistment bonus, I'm going to enlist this. Put this here. Get 2 coins. Gets me up to 9. Oh, The enlistment also gets me 2 coins. Gets me up to 12. And since I did enlistment, I get a power card. It's a 4. Atoma's turn. Atoma's doing a mech move. It's going to go from here. Reading, it's going to be closest to factory, closest to Atoma unit. So it's going to go there. It's going to get 3 power, up to 7. That's not great. I do get a popularity because I have the enlistment bonus for that. So it gets me up to 4. They get their first star on the stage 2 cards. I think we have to do this worker. I don't want to send a worker home. We're going to go here. I'm going to spend $1. So I'm going to put in a 3, take 2 back. We're going to bolster, get this up to 4. I'm going to spend the 3 metal I have. I'm going to get 3 money because I'm building a mech. It's 2 plus the 1 because I have that enlistment bonus up now. And we're going to get the speed mech seems useless. I'll do the artillery. We'll put this here with those guys. Atoma's turn. They're doing a non-attacking character action. They're near closest to me, closest to factory. They're both 2 away, but they won't go where another combat unit is, but they would go where another worker is. So they'll go there. That's closest to factory. They really want to crowd the factory. They get a worker. They have all their workers ready. They get 2 money, and they get another star on here. Alrighty then. Well, let's finish off a thing. I'm going to go here, get a power, spend the power. I'm going to get a metal. And for food, I'm going to immediately use that food for enlistment. I get 2 money. We get a power card. It's definitely excessive. We take this, we put this here. 2 popularity. We're getting up to 6. Haven't done any of those. Can you get adjacent to 3 lakes at a time? I don't think so. Nope, that's done. Atoma's turn. They're doing a worker move action. They're going to put this most units. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. They're closest to factory. I don't think you're getting better than 4. So they're going to go there. They get 4 power, which is really bad. I get a power because of the enlistment bonus. I'm up to 4. They get a star. That gives them another star from that. So here they are. Oh, that was all of my enlistments. So I get my first star for that. Hmm. Yeah, this is rough. I gotta send this dude home. My big advantage is obviously combat cards, so can try to do it without spending any power. I do not want to get them to get this star, because that would be bad. So 1, 2, 3. So let me do a combat, see if I can't turn these combat cards into some magic for me. Yeah, just not. I don't have speed yet, but that's fine. So I'm going to woof. I'm going to use this oil. I'm going to move these 4 guys into here. Let's do a big combat here. I'm not going to spend any power from that. I'm going to spend 10 power from 2 cards as I have 2 combat units. Since I spent any power at all, if I lose, I would get a thing back, but we'll see. There's going to be 1 resource there if I win because of that card. The Toma has 8 to 13 power, so it spends 7. That's great. And I win that, so I'm going to get a combat star. So my second star up here. We sent him off the mat where he belongs, and since I won, the resource that was there is 1 wood. Most excellent. It's a good, oh, that is adjacent to 3 lakes too, so that's a good place for me. All right, let's see what happens now. Atoma's turn. If they have 1 power, they're going to do a combat action. They do have 1 power. They're going to take their mech that's closest to home, their mech or their character close to home, and they're going to go here because they're going to go to the fewest of my combat units. So they're going to attack me there. But they only have 4 power. They're attacking me, so we don't worry about the resources. And the nice thing about this is not a star for them. So if they don't win, it's not a big deal. If I lose, it's not like if I win, I don't get resources. Is what I'm trying to say. These cards are away because I won. I remember that last combat they didn't use any combat cards. Because I won, they have a consolation combat card. I definitely want to win this. I do not want to give them another combat star, so I'm going to spend the 8. No, they only have 4, dude. Woof. They only have 4. I need to keep some power. I'm going to spend 4 from the card and 2 from here. And oh man, I'm just not getting my mechs out quick enough. I spent 4 from the card too, so I'm spending 6. They have between 0 and 7, so they spent all 4 of theirs and the combat card. You got to be freaking kidding me, dude. No, I would have spent 3 because that gives me 7. Because in case I spent all 4, and hopefully their cards are 2, because they do win tiebreakers to their attacker. So I had to keep 1 for production, so it made no sense to keep more than 1. So like it is what it is. I'm retconning that, doing 3, so I'm spending 7. Their power card is a 3, so they beat me anyway, and that's super gross. That's really gross. I lost. I get another combat card. They get another star up here. They can't get any more combat stars, so there's that. These go away. This goes home. My worker goes home. I lose the medal. And yeah, that is an absolute kiss of death. There's no way to save that. The fact that they pulled that right after I had them pretty down, and like that combat card is insane. So they spent as much power as they had, plus they spent the combat card. A lot of times they're spending less than that, like 0 to 7, they only spend 3. 0 to 7, they spend 7. 0 to 7, they would have. This shows that they 1. 0 to 7, they would have spent 4. Maybe they spend all of it more than I realized. 0 to 7, 4. 0 to 7, 3. 0 to 7, 0. Looks like a coin flip. 2. Woof. Yeah, it's not really worth playing this out. I'm gonna have to spend my last power. I would get 4 wood, but like, yeah, this is, you know, it's hard to do with that tech upgrades. I mean, one thing I could do is just try to get my, if I can try to start crushing the structures, but then I'm not getting the bonuses. But obviously, the bonuses are only doing so much for me anyway. Get 5 workers if I get 1 tech upgrade. I just don't like having the production not giving me the enlist. But if I can get my workers, if I get 3 there and 2 there, if I get 3 there, if I get 2 there with like a windmill, or get the windmill down here, if I get 3 and 3, I produce, and I could do top line, I could do top and bottom, and try to hit that cycle. And then I'm getting all my structures out, and I'm getting all my mechs out. But again, the problem is I'm going to run out of places of where I can put the structures pretty quick. But let's run it back, and let's see if we can't make this thing work. I'll keep the same objectives. They weren't very good. Making sure the chat is linked right here. Where's my peeps? Skip trial. It's funny, like, I think about, you know, like just this game and like what it meant to the hobby, and then it's like, it's funny that you doing a live stream, and it's like the lack of interest I find just like interesting, just like I think as a sign of like how quickly this hobby has just moved. Where, if I think of you a live stream of Scythe, you know, back in 2016, it came out 2016? I think it was 2016. I think it'd be so interesting to see like the buzz about this game then, and just how far games have come in like 8 years. And I still really appreciate the game. I still really appreciate the puzzle, and I'm still really trying to figure out how to win this matchup because it's driving me nuts. Yeah, that was a pretty. I mean, again, a couple of cards flipped differently. I think that could have been a pretty, a much closer playthrough. But again, I still wasn't doing a lot of top and bottom actions for a while, so there was definitely some inefficiencies in that strategy that were not working well. So we'll try it one more time, see if I can't find a winning combination here and get a little luckier with the Atoma cards. Marty, hi, chat is running. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the confirmation for sure. All right. Did I shuffle this? I think I did. I'm going to do it again. Do it again for the first time. Just shuffle this. We'll keep the same objectives. Not that I've had an easy time finishing either of them. This goes here. Done. I was not coming excited on the game that much. Joey says, "Did it really? Neither of you guys played Scythe? That's funny. I mean, this was like ahead of its time. I mean, this was like, again, one of the first big Kickstarters. This was like where, all the bloat and all the games since then, you can you can probably thank Scythe for its role in that. Yeah, Scythe's impact in board gaming cannot be um overstated in some ways. Like, I guess everything could be overstated in theory, but this game really changed a lot about the industry. Yeah, and you know, I played the absolute crap out of it back in the day. All right. Whoo! I'm gonna try a new strategy because what I'm doing isn't working. And if I produce, trade. The problem is I need to get on a village. I need to get workers. It's so nuts, dude. I can move. I think I want to get a third movement option now, right? So I can produce, tech the move. Mech. Let me try this. I'm going to produce. I'm going to get oil and a wood. Top line action done. Moving on to the Atoma's first turn. Atoma is doing a move. That's an action for Tagawa. It's doing a move mech action, a move worker action. It's going to move there. It's Rusviet, so it gets not only one mech, but two, and it gets a star. So we're off to the races on the mechs. My turn. I'm going to do a move. I'm going to move. Nope, I'm lied. I'm going to spend $1, get 2 back, get 2 oil, spend the 3 oil to do a tech upgrade. Let's get a third movement out. And I'm going to make it cheaper for me to make a mech. These things need to come back. Now, I'll make it cheaper for me to make a structure. Atoma's turn. It's doing a counter action. It's going to take this encounter token off the board. It gets 3 power. It goes from 3 to 6. It gets $1 and no star. Interesting. It's a lot of power for the Atoma early. That makes me uncomfortable. We're going to do 3 moves. We're going to move this guy here, and my leader here. That's... Yeah, I would have taken a metal. I knew I was doing that next. I would have taken a metal with that dude. All right, Atoma's turn. Third card. Polania is not doing anything. Mech movement. Again, Riverwalk is not fully unlocked yet. So the mech is going to, it can't move here. It will move here because it's closest to me. It's an only valid hex. It gets another worker and it's another mech. So that's 3 mechs. Enlistment bonus there. I don't get that. We move along the track there. So again, a lot of mechs coming out quick. We're going to do a production action. We're going to make a baby here. Little Smurf baby. Another metal. Oh, what did sorry. I wasn't, that was going to be a wood. But that was going to be a wood, but what I was doing was I was making it cheaper to make a mech is what I meant to do with that. So we got we have 1 wood, we have 1 metal. So yeah, I just changed the wrong thing. I changed the resource. What I should have changed, what I wanted to do was change the bottom line action in which one I was making cheaper. Yeah, we'll see what these encounter tokens are. All right, Atoma's turn. It's doing a move worker action. Riverwalk is not unlocked yet. This is going to pick up from the home base and go there. Gets 2 more power. That's really not good. This comes off. So probably want to engage in early combat before this becomes a runaway train over here. But yeah, like 8 power already and 3 cards is a lot of power for the Atoma. My 0 to 7 is like the better part because they're more likely to have a pretty weak attack in that first combat. But clearly, this Atoma is very violent. They're a violent Atoma. All right, I'm gonna go here. We're gonna trade. negate 2 wood, so clearly taking a very different approach right now. I think that makes sense. Atoma's turn. Tommy's doing a counter action or counter movement. This comes here. It's going to get a worker. Oh, I never got our starting combat cards. That was shuffled. I start with 1. I got a 3. Rusvia starts with 2. Rusvia's going to get a third one. The enlistment bonus is there. This comes off. My turn. I have a movement. We go 1. That's fine. I think that will work. Yeah, at the end of my movement, I'm going to do this encounter token because, you know, this is all about the encounters. What do we get? Keep this card without reading it out loud if you choose this option. At the end of the game, for each farm you control, gain 3. Pay 3 to keep this card. You may discard at the end of any future turn to immediately take another turn, or pay 2 popularity to keep this card. Your character has +1 range. Woof. God, $3 for 2 turns in a row. $3 extra for each farm you control. I mean, like these encounter cards are just like, they're interesting, but in a solo game, they really do seem to make the game a lot harder. Again, the base game, for those who don't know, you would normally just get a few extra resources or things like that, like something that could be more useful. These are very intriguing, and I really do dig them, but they're not. There's a reliability of what you could get from the encounters that is no longer great. I mean, 3 points to just take a second turn in a row isn't nuts. All right, so basically it'll be buy me another turn. So fine, I'll keep this card, and at the end I could discard it at any time in the future to take another turn. So that will be helpful. Now I'm going to do the bottom line action. I'm spending the 3 wood. I'm going to get 2 money, and I'm going to put out a structure. I'm going to put out this mill, and I'm going to put out the mill. Where this worker is. Whoo! I tested like a million. Modest, I checked like a million times. One for another game every time. Joey, a few of my neighbors play this game, so I need to learn it. One of them told me there was a decent digital version that could help me learn without all the setup. I thought I remember you saying in one of your top 10 videos that this is games that got you into solo gaming. Yes, it indeed is. Be down to get play Scythe. I didn't realize you could play solo. Joey says I'm behind the times. I just started playing Terraforming Mars and played my first game of Arkham Horror, the card game. Oh, wow, dude. Welcome to that. Welcome to that money pit. Very excellent. My recommendation with Arkham is first 3 cycles and then proceed at your own risk. The first 3 cycles are phenomenal. Well, no, the first 3 full cycles. Zealot you need to buy to get into the game, but the first 3 full cycles, Dunwich, Carcosa, and Forgotten Age are fantastic. But yeah, Downing there. This is the same Atoma, the same company that made the Atoma for Gaia Project made the Atoma for Scythe, and it's absolutely fantastic. All right. So, yeah, we have 3 money only because I just spent 3 to do this, which is super interesting. But I kind of like what we got going on now. I don't like that the Atoma has 8 power. That could be dangerous. All right. They're doing this movement action. So mech movement action, they're going to come here, closest to me, closest to factory, still in the neighborhood of the rest of their dudes. They get their 4th friggin' mech. They get 2 more power, and they get a star on that. We are producing 2 more workers, 2 more metal. That's fine. Thomas' turn. It's a combat action against a worker. I have no workers that are not protected by my combat units. They're going to do a move worker action. They're going to go here. It can go here. That'd be adjacent to 3 or 4. Closest to factory. It gets another worker. It gets a star. So that's 4, 5, 6 movements. That's correct. My turn. I'm going to do a bolster action, paying $1. Bolstering 2 gets me up to 6, spending 2 metal. I get $2. I put a mech on the board. We will get seaworthy. We'll put it over here. Oh, we'll get we'll do river walk and put it there. That's not great, but I think we can make it work. Yeah. All right, Atoma's turn. Worker move action. This is adjacent to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's definitely going to be the winner. Most units, my Riverwalk does not allow me to move into farm, so that's not in my neighborhood. They're going to get $1. Star. My turn. Yeah, I should have made that the cheaper one. That was dumb. Yeah, it's not working well. Remember, I can swim across rivers. All right, I'm going to move 3. My workers to swim across rivers. I'm going to use this guy to move here. So that's 1 move, 2 move. And I'll swim here. Nope. I need to get the rest of my mechs out. So yeah, I'm just using 2 moves. So yeah, it's been very, very inefficient over here. That's not great. I'm not happy about it. Yeah, something didn't come together. Toma's turn. Character action. Cannot do encounter, so it's non-attacking character move. It's gonna go there. It can't gain their characters more mechs. It gets a star. My turn. I need to produce. I'm spending a power. I can produce on 2 hexes plus the hex that has the windmill. So I get 2 on the windmill next. So 1 for the one for the worker, 1 for the windmill. I get 3 wood up here. And then I'll go ahead and get my first food in the game over here. No bottom line action. It's Homa's turn. It is, if it was Saxony, it'd be a combat. The character is going to do a factory movement. So this is in the neighborhood. So we pick it up and then go there. We get a factory card for them. So that's done for the game. That's a one-time thing. They're going to get $1. They get another star on there. That gives them a star in the track. And since that's their first star they got that way, but the only first star they got in the game, period, they're going to go ahead and shuffle these bad boys up. Alrighty then. I'm going to pay $1, bolster, get 2 power. I'm going to spend 2 metal. And we're going to get I only have 1 freaking combat card anyway. That's crazy. I'm going to get 2 money. I'm going to put a mech out. Get out seaworthy. And we'll put it here. This should be on the other side. Atoma's turn. Combat against worker action. I have no workers that are unprotected in the neighborhood of them. Place a worker. So again, only 3 of their 5 workers are in play. We take this worker closest to home, reading order, and we put it in the neighborhood of the most work units. So 1, that's still going to be there. There's nothing that's going to touch that. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we just put it right back where it was. 3 power up to 13. Very not good. And $1 and a star. I need to do a combat just to prevent them from getting the star from that. And that's not great because I just do not have the power cards. So, woof. I have 1 power card. I had 1 billion last turn, and now I have 1. I had an actual billion. Count it. All right, my turn. I'm gonna do a move action. One resource. Gonna move here. Not really recruiting anyway, which is a hard strategy to pull off. Cannot cross into there. Woof. Here I can move 3 things. Here, 2 and 3. I'll protect this hex a little bit. And then I'm going to spend the 3 wood. Since I moved a worker there, I can put a structure there. I'll put the monument here. And since I built a structure, I get 2 money, so I'll just do that. Yeah, no tech upgrades, no recruitments. It's a tough way to play this game. Woof. A mech movement action. I'm going to go here. That is closest to factory, closest to me reading order. It does get up to there. Since it got the 16 on that, it got a star. So much we're trying to force a combat. It's also going to gain a worker. I do not get the enlistment bonus for that. They move up on there as well. Well, kind of locked into just getting all my structures out and getting all my mechs done. So I'm going to spend a power. We're going to get 2 oil. Oh, I have a tech upgrade. That's not good. I can't do this. Could do the foundations of the empire. Three. All right, Atoma's turn. It's doing it's doing a counter factory action. It cannot get to any of the encounter cards left, and it ignores a factory because it already has a factory card. It's going to try to get closest to me, close to the factory, so it's going to stay right where it is. It gains a worker. It gains 2 money. It gains a star. That's a 3rd star. My turn, I'm spending $1. I bolster, I get 2 power. I get a popularity. Whoa. Why was that 6? I don't think I ever reset this. I think I should have been down to 3. So I get the 4. I get the popularity because of the monument. Sorry about that. I spend the 2 metal. I'm going to put out artillery, which is actually artillery is a waste of time now. I'm going to put out this. I'll put out the speed mech, and we will. So I spent the 2 metal. I did not get the 2 money for the bottom line action bonus. Put him there. Alright, the Toma's turn. Saxony would do a combat. This is going to be a non-attacking thing, so it's the same thing. It goes down there. It's going to get a combat card. It gets 2 money. I don't get the illicit bonus star. Yeah, this is a really rough matchup. I don't even think I'm close right now. I just do not have the combat cards. Without doing enlistment, that's going to be a problem. And if I lose, I'm just giving them another star. Woof. Alright. We're going to move. I'm going to take this mech and this worker here with this metal. That's 1 move. We could try to weaken their power, but yeah, you just can't give them the blah. I spent 7 and 3, and I win the toe wrecker. Cool. Want them to get out of the factory. Actually, no, I'm just going to move the worker there. That makes more sense. So hurting for factory cards. Like when you don't do enlistments, this game is like totally different. Oh, I could do 2 turns in a row. I still have that. Who would have thought? If I can win that battle. Uh, So I just moved a 1 worker. Yeah, I'm gonna just gamble I can win this and see what happens. Because woof. If I go again, hopefully it's not a combat next turn. Great. So I'm going to spend 7, and I'm going to spend my combat cards. So I am going in with 10. The Atoma is spending 7. They go from 16 down to 9. They don't spend any combat cards. Since they lost, they get another combat card. I battled on a factory. There are no resources. There's no resources on that card anyway. So we did win. This card goes away. I get a combat star. This guy goes off the mat, and then I can look at the remaining 2 factory cards. Pay 2 for a tech upgrade or a popularity. I don't hate that. Done. This factory card can come out of the game because I can't take anymore. I just went through puberty in real time. That was super fun. I'm going to spend 3 wood. Put out a structure. Put out this structure here. It has to go where workers are. And since I have 6 characters on the same thing, I have 4 workers, I have a mech, and I have a structure. I've completed this objective, which gives me this star. And now both of my objective cards can go away. Do I want to go again? No, not especially this moment. But next turn could be good. Hopefully this is not a combat. Atoma's turn. It's a freaking combat. Yeah, it's so bad, dude. Hopefully it's not a combat. Oh, it's a combat and a star too. Come on, man. How? How is that a thing that happens? All right, the Atoma's gonna go. They're attacking me with this. They're gonna put this here. They can attack anywhere. I have 1 power. I have no combat cards. I'm gonna spend the 1 power just to get the. No, I can't. I can't even spend the power. It's so gross. So I don't even get the consolation card. All right. So I did it. I did leave that guy in case it was an attack, and that again they're always going to go like closest to factory, but they're always going to go with the fewest combat units. So that was important. So it's attacking me there. It attacks. How much power does it spend? It spends 7. It's down to 2. It spends a combat card. Since I did not spend any power, I do not get a consolation card. It gets a combat star. This guy goes back to my home. They get 3 power back for 5. I have no enlistment bonus. They get a thing there, which gives them another star. So basically, this is over in 2 turns. And that makes me all sorts of sad. Yikes. Yeah, it's really not good. And I have to get that power up to a 7 somehow. This is not good. All right, my turn. I'm going to produce power. This gets a metal. Well, this gets oil, metal, 4 wood. I want to. I mean, if it attacks me again, it just. Yeah, I'm going to use this card. Again, that's encounter card to go again. I can move 3. We're going to move into the tunnel system to go there. So 1. I'm going to move through the tunnels with all these guys. Again, we're trying to spread out already. So 2. I'll leave 1, 3. And I have a third move. I'll just move this guy up here. For sure, I'm going to spend 3 wood. I'm going to get 2 money. Put this structure out. Since I did that, that's my 4th structure. That's a star. Fine. Yeah, I think that's not gonna matter. Yeah, I'm not gonna get. That's so bad, dude. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I'm not even gonna get to the 2nd level there. Worker move. This goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Directional selection. Reading order that goes there. 4 power. Back up to 9. I don't have any of this bonus. They get a star. Yeah, it is. I'm not. I mean, is is this matchup winnable? Woof. I mean, it's that combat star and that is tough because like you really need to limit them. And it just got at the 16 track so freaking fast. And then the fact that it pulls a combat against me right after that was pretty unfortunate. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna spend $1. I'm going to I'm gonna bolster 2. I'm gonna get the monument popularity gain. I'm gonna spend the 2 metal. I'm gonna put my 4th mech out. Has to go where there's a worker. We'll go there. That's my 4th mech, so that's a star. But again, I'm just getting crushed on the popularity. Ooh, if it has 8, it combats. And it just got to 8 again. So bad. I have no combat cards. That's really unfortunate. So it's going to win on combat. So it's going to go closest to home. It grabs this. It's going to attack me here. Fewest combat units. I'm going to spend the 2 and hope for an absolute miracle. It combats. Yeah, it spends 7 at a combat card. That is the game. Yikes. Not even close. So it gets a combat star for that. That immediately ends the game. This guy goes home. We can do the end game scoring through the Scythe app. So finish and proceed to scoring. Yes, this is rough, dude. Again, Saxony is going to be the Nordics, but I have 5 popularity. That's not going to do it. Very much not going to do it. I really do think I only have 4 stars. Yeah, I really think that this might be an unwinnable. I mean, I needed that counter card that gave me 2 popularity. I mean, the one that gave me an extra turn is nice, but the fact that Rusvia's got 3 stars from combat and the power is a really unfortunate mix. As far as my hexes that controls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But again, the multiplier is absolutely going to kill me here. Hexes of Rusvia's control is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Resources I control at the end of the game, I have 3, 4 resources. Money, I have just. I think I might have missed some money here. I mean, I think I didn't take the last two, so I have 11, but the Atoma has 8, 13. I got smushy smushed. I get a bonus. I have next to 4 different lakes, so that's 6 money. And 61 to 52. Woo! Line of enemies middle of the board seems like a really good sign. What's up, Eric? How are you, man? It's a smushing. I kind of want to go. I kind of want to run it back. Let me run it back one more time. What else am I doing? Really trying to figure out if there's a strategy here I'm just absolutely missing. Yeah, Nordics when Rusviet's in their game are it's just really rough, and these encounter cards are doing me zilcho in favors. I mean, the other thing I could do is just get all 8 of my workers out, try to make my production actions really efficient, but then I'm going to be stuck spending a popularity every time I want to produce, and that's a really hard way to play this game. Need this 1 tech. I went from all my enlistments to 0 enlistments. I'm still not sure which was better. Let's try 2 radically different strategies. I'm like, neither seems good. We had the factory. I would have needed 2 more turns just to get up to 7 popularity. I mean, I don't know why I shuffled. Just there's those 3. We start with 6 money. Atoma starts with 5. Mix over here. Mine there. 3, 4. Starting power. And gotta get my objective cards. So there is a new Scythe sequel coming out called Expeditions. I am intrigued by. I have not pre-ordered it. Maybe I can get a review copy when the time comes. It looks interesting. I saw Rodney Smith's Watch It Played video. It's got some interesting ideas for sure. Characters back here. All right. What am I gonna do for take 3? Yeah, we need to get more workers ASAP. Also try to worker. If I produce, trade, move, Get a structure out right away. If I get the mine out, I can get access to the rest of the board quicker. It's rough, man. I can't get. I mean, even if I got 8 workers out, it's like I still can't get to a great place where I guess if I split them this way, but I have to get Riverwalk. I just have to find another way to get mechs. If I do 2 tech upgrades, make mechs mad cheap, then I only 1 metal each. If I can get 4, if I do 4 workers there, 3 workers there, and the mech structure there, I could potentially start zipping through that, but I would need to get the tech upgrades to make that happen. Let me try it. All right, produce. We get a wood. We get an oil. Atoma. It's doing a mech move. It doesn't have a mech to move. It's going to do a worker move. Who's there? It gains a mech and a worker. Listen bonus of squad douche. 1 star on this. My turn. I'm going to do a trade action. Spending $1. Get 2 back. Gonna get 2 wood. The Atoma's turn. Yeah. No, I'm not getting 2 wood. I'm gonna get 2 oil. I get 2 oil, spend the 3 oil, unlock the 3 movement, and make my mech cheaper. Alright, Toma's second turn. It's doing a movement action. It has to be a worker. Riverwalk's not unlocked, so it's stuck to those 3 hexes. So it's gonna have to go there, because again, you can't have 2 workers in the same spot. 2 power, a star. My turn. I'm going to move 1, 2, again, my workers in swim, and 3. That was a move. Ah, man. Let me not do that. I'm going to produce again. Wood, oil. For my third action. Thomas' turn. It's doing a attack action against a worker. No workers apply. It does a worker action, picks that up, puts it right back where it was, gains a worker. Star Riverwalk is unlocked. Alright, now my turn. Now I will I made this cheaper. Let me made that cheaper because obviously I'm not doing a mech, and I don't want to be. Yeah, I'm going to do a trade action. I would have made that cheaper the first time because now it would be a lot cheaper the next time. And now I could always do a trade tech upgrade ever I want because I could just go trade, get 2 oil, and trade instead of just going to get a wood and an oil. This is, I think, a better opening of spending these 2 oil. I'm going to upgrade the bolster action and make the mech cheaper, which feels better all around. Alright, so the bolster action's stronger, the move action's stronger, the tech action's cheaper, and the mech action is halfway to cheaper. I really want 3 tech upgrades. Obviously, we're not doing technological breakthrough, so I can't do that one, so I have to do Foundations of the Empire if I want to get a star from objectives. Woof. Alright, Atoma's next action. It's a movement. Riverwalk's unlocked, so it's going to go to the lake. It's a moving for a worker. That's adjacent to 2. That's adjacent to 2. This is closer to the factory and first in reading order, plus 3 bolster, so up to 8. And that is the 4th move on that track. We're now doing a movement action. I'm going to move worker, worker, character. Again, my workers can swim, which is super nice. And now I'm spending this 3 wood to do a bottom line action. Let's get a nope, let's get the windmill out here. That will be super nice. Yeah, we're just, oh, dude, we're just never, this enlistment crap is like never happening. I get 2 money. And we got the factory out. We got the windmill out. Man, I need 700 food. All right, Atoma's action, character, encounter token here, encounter token here. Glad we went there, otherwise he would have grabbed that encounter token, which would have been super bad. This is closest to the factory, so it's going to grab that. It has to be an unoccupied hex. And the rest of this, it gets a worker. Oh, I never took my starting combat card. I have a 2, of course I do. 2 cards for the Razviets. Razviets get another combat card. And 1 worker, 2 worker. Yeah, I already gave them their. They had 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. And I don't have that enlistment bonus up. They get a star for that. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna produce, get this worker out, 2 metal. Because again, the windmill counts as a 2nd metal for us, which is super nice. Atoma's turn. Doing a character action to the encounter token. Gets a worker, their 6th worker gets $1. Star. My turn. We're going to bolster, spend $1. Get 3 power up to 7. Spend this 2 metal. I get 2 money because I did the bottom line action. So putting in a 1, taking a 3. I'm going to get the Riverwalk mech out, I think. Sure. Maybe Seaworthy. No, we get the Seaworthy mech out. No, we'll get the Seaworthy mech out. I think it's just more useful. I already took the money for that. Atoma's turn. Oh, man. Atoma's doing a counteraction. I can't non-attacking mech move. closest to one of my combat units is going to be there in their neighborhood. So that's fine. 3 power up to 11. Woof. And $1. No star. Stop getting more powerful. Production. 2 more workers. 2 of these. No, I need structures. I want to enlist, but like it's just impossible to make this all come together. Yeah, Seaworthy was dumb. I need a Riverwalk. So I have to get back across. I need the structures. Man, if it is an attacking mech move, I'm going to lose all those resources. I should have put this here. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right. Because I know I'm getting my mechs out quicker. So yeah, I'm retconning a lot of stuff. This is my 3rd game, so we're making it happen. All right, this goes here because it gets a encounter a factory move star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My turn. Going to spend $1. We're going to bolster. This gets up to 10. I'm going to spend the 2 metal. I get $2 for the bottom line action. We're getting my next mech out. We'll get out Seaworthy. So now we have both of them out. If I do 2 tech upgrades, I make that a 2 and that a 3. We might be in business. But, like, my movement is garbage. If I enlist first, get the hearts from that. Already have 1 structure out. That's fine. Atoma's turn. It's doing a non-attacking mech move. It's going to go there. Rusviet gets 2 of these. Star, 1 away from getting to level 2, which isn't great. My turn. I'm going to move. One, 2. God, I have no freaking cards. 1, 2. And we don't have speed yet. I could attack. Prevent them from getting the 16. If I bolster 2 more times, I get the 16 myself, which is pretty strong. No, 1, 2, that's it. We're gonna take this encounter card. Let's see what it is. Greet the visitors warmly. So people are visiting us. Do we keep this card? You may discard on a future turn to use an opponent's faction ability that turn. Not that useful. Draw a combat card. Either keep it or pay $2 to gain a number of resources equal to the value of the card. Ooh, pay $3 to take up, or pay up to 3 popularity to take up to $5 from the player to your left or right. Now, there are cards that cannot be used in the Atoma game. It would say on there. I will draw a combat card. Oh man. I keep a 5, or do I pay 2 to get a number of resources equal to the value of the card? Oh, I'm in a movement action. I'm sorry. It's hard not to keep a 5. That's a tough choice. I mean, again, this is some of the cool things about this. Like, I could keep it, which is a 5, or I spent $2 to get 5 resources. And like, woof, could I use 5 resources right now? I will keep the 5. This is too good. All right, that's down. No bottom line action. We'll produce. We'll start enlisting. But I can get 2 more combat cards. Oh, it's such an interesting choice. Five resources. Ah. 5 resources. I'm going to spend the $2. I'm going to get 3 wood. I'm going to get 2 oil. And then I'm going to spend the 3 wood for the bottom line action. These have to go where my character is. I'm going to spend the 3 wood for the bottom line action. I'm going to get 2 money, so I get that 2 money right back. And we'll get the monument out and put this over here. Again, it has to go where our worker is. That's a cool little encounter. Oh, combat. So here we go. If this doesn't go well, this is game over. This is why I might have wanted to keep the 5 combat card. So I'm spending 7 and 2, so I'm spending 9 and hoping for the best. I'm very likely going to lose this. 8 to... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's game. And I lose those resources. God, it's so bad. There are very few attack cards on this side of the ledger. Yeah, dude, that's so frustrating. Yeah, because he pulls an 11. The problem is he sends all my dudes home. I lose all my resources. I can't even produce on that square anymore because there's a stupid combat unit there. So like my next 2 turns are absolute trash. I mean, it pulls 2 cards. It's got a 6. Oh, it's got 13. So even if I had the 5, I'm at 14. Let me pretend I didn't do this. I'm more curious than anything. This goes back. I didn't spend the 2 money. I had the 5 here. And this just goes back here. So I didn't do that bottom line. So I didn't spend the 2. I didn't get the 2 for doing the bottom line action. If I went all out, that's 7 plus 7 because I was at 10. They spend 6 instead of 7, so they go to 11 down to 5, and so they're at 13. I'm at 14, so I win. This goes back. I get a star for winning a combat. On my next turn, then, they get a consolation card because they lost. My next turn, I spend a power. I produce 4 and 2. I'm going to spend the 4 food for an enlistment. That enlistment will be related to structures. I'll put that here, and I will get 2 cards. And since I enlisted, I get 2 money. My 2 combat cards are a 4 and a 2. This was the combat card. And no star. All right, so they should have 8 stars in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Their turn. They're moving a worker move action. They're going to come 1, 2, 3, 4. They would go there. They would gain a worker and a money. Star, that's their first star up here. That of any form. So they now take this. They shuffle. We go to stage 2. Stage 2. I'm going to go over here. I spend $1. I bolster. We get 3 back. We're up to 5. I spend the 2 metal. I get 2 money because I'm building a mech. I build my speed mech. We put it over here. So 3 mechs out. Toma's turn. This comes off. They do a non-attacking mech move. They're going to do closest to factory, closest to my combat units. That works. Reading order goes there instead of there. They're going to get a combat card, $1, and they have no more mechs to gain. If I had enlistment bonus for power, I would get this. Wait, I just sent the mech of theirs home. So they should have had a mech back. They just gained it. They get a star. So they should have had that mech at home. That was just my fault. My turn. I produce. I spend a power. I have 4 food. That's fine. I get 2 metal. 1 because the worker that's there. 1 because of whatever. Oh, by the way, I have 6 units in a thing because I have 2 mechs there now. So that's done. That's a star. I spend the 4 food. I get 2 money because I'm doing an enlistment. I'm not sure I took that last time. I think I did. And I will put this here to get 2 more power. Toma's turn. They would attack me if they were Saxony. Now they do a non-attacking mech move. They're going to come closest to factory, close to me. They're going to go there. They're Rusviet. They get all their mechs. They get a combat card. I do not have the enlistment bonus for money opened. They get another star. My turn. I'm spending $1. I'm bolstering. +3 gets to 9. I'm going to spend these 2 metal. We get my last mech. I get 2 money because I'm doing the bottom line action. This will go here. That's my 3rd star because it's my 3rd mech. Yeah. Atoma turn. They are doing a factory or a counter token action in the neighborhood. They're going to go there. No, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They're going to go there. This encounter token comes off. They get 3 power. They go from 5 to 8, and they get their last worker. I do have the enlistment bonus for the counter cards open, combat cards open, so I get a combat card. It's only a 2. They get a star from here. That's their second star on their card. All right. I'm going to move. I'm going to go 1, 2. One. Nope, I don't need to go there. 1, 2. There'd be no resources on the card if I combat. Right now I'm adjacent to 1 lake. 1, 2. I probably should have initiated combat here. The Atoma did go to the factory. I just never took that off. One, two. So that was my first move. Remember, I had speed and Riverwalk, so I can get there in 1 action. I still have 2 activations left. I could have dropped this dude off here. If it does a worker action, so be it. Do want to start getting my character out of there, so we'll just go the worker cannot just stay in the lake, but there's no point in leaving him where he was. So 1, 2, I dropped that guy off there, trying to do a little bit of sprawl. There's not going to be much left in this game, and then we're attacking that mech there. I have 2 units there, so I'm going to attack with an attack of a 6. Oh, even better. I can spend a power with artillery to make them lose 2. So now they're going to be at the lower chain. So they're probably going to be spending, 4, 3. They're not going to be spending much. We'll see how many cards they pull. They have a couple of 2s. They're probably just playing 1 card. So I don't want to get too cute here, though. So if I spend 3. I'm at 9. I have to at some point hope that's enough. They're gonna go. They're only spending 1 with a card. They spent the 4. They get a consolation card. This guy goes back to the thing. I get a combat star. It's my second one, and these cards go away. This resource card comes here. So that was movement. Yeah, no resources or anything. Just wait. What am I doing? I still need to do enlistments. Yeah, I still need to do enlistments, kids. This was stupid. I'm leaving this here. So that one movement never happened. So I would have just moved this guy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I moved those guys at all. I would just move this up here. Because I want to get to where I could start getting some wood. Yeah, I was thinking in my head I was done with my enlistments. I wasn't done with enlistments. I was done with my mechs. So sorry about that. But definitely moved. I had to. I don't know why I moved. What the hell did I do? Was that a quick restart? Says beat downing. I'm watching and working at the same time. I've done mulligans and spirit on them, but I don't read the card well enough in advance before I pick the wrong growth option. I actually meant to put it here. I wish it was all the tiebreaker situations for running the Atoma. Yeah, what's up, CJM? Yeah, it's a thing. You just gotta get used to it. Like I haven't done this in a while. It took me like about 10 minutes to really like totally get it again. But yeah, it's just like close to factory reading order. I will say the Atoma, the help cards are really good. So I do like that. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking. And I do want to move that guy away from here because again, getting more metal is not going to do anything for me. And then maybe I could start building up to start getting some structures out because I'm going to need the structures. So yeah, I just had a total brain fart. All right, it's Homa's turn. If it has one combat, it does an attack, and it's going to have to attack me here. Woof. Because it won't attack me there because if this is close to the factory, I would rather not lose this, but it's not the worst problem if I do, but I'm really trying to get to that factory, man. The Rusvius really just cramp your style like super hard. They only have 6. And there's a number of 0 to 7 where they're not spending much. I'll spend the 4 and the 2 and hope the 6 is enough. See how many cards they pull. I just don't want to give them a combat star if I can help it. But I mean, I'm pretty much at the mercy of them attacking me the rest of this game. So their attack card, woof, they spend 3. They spend 3 combat cards. They still have 1 left. I very much lose. I do get a consolation card. It's a 3-er. They had a 3, a 2, and a 4. That's a combat star for them. My guys get sent wee all the way home. So much for a factory card. So 6 was not enough. We do the rest of this thing. They get $1. I get a card because of my enlistment bonus. It's a 2, so that's going really well, but no star from here. Yikes. Yeah, well, I spend my last power here. I'm going to get the 1 wood for food. I'm going to spend the 4 food immediately to unlock this, which will go here, which will give me 2 hearts. Atoma's turn. If they have 8, they do a combat. They don't, they do a worker move. Most things, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is closer to the factory, so that's where it's going to go. They're going to get $1, another worker. They have all their workers. I have the heart bonus out, so I do get that popularity for enlistment bonus. No star there, so that's nice. My turn. Did I take the 2 money? I think I keep forgetting to take 2. I'm not sure I took the 2 money for the enlistment. The bottom line action thing. It's been a minute. I'm sorry about that. I think I took the card because I took the 1 cards I lost. I took the other cards I did the enlistment. I'm not sure I took the money too, but I'm plus or minus $2 or $4. I'm actually there's no way I'm plus $4, but I could be minus as much as 4. There's a chance I'm plus 2. I don't think so though. All right, this goes here. Just making some change. It's my turn because I produced. Just do 1 more enlistment. Yeah, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna spend $1, get 2 wood. Put that here. Tempted to bolster, but I don't think it makes any sense. Tempted to upgrade, I mean, but yeah, it doesn't really work. Yeah, let me upgrade. I'll put this down here. Just hope I don't get attacked for 2 turns. Sure, why not? Seems like it makes sense. Do I get attacked? No. Worker move. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is going to go there. Gets a combat card. Gets their mech back. I have an enlistment bonus of $1. I don't have. This goes here. My turn. I'm going to spend. Oh, shh. I did do the tech upgrade, so I would have gotten the power there. So I actually needed to do that. Great. So now I can spend that power. Slipping, guys. I get this. I get the 4 food. I'm going to spend the 4 food immediately. I'm going to take this off. I get 2 money and a combat card. It's a 2, absolutely crushing it. 2 money for that enlistment bonus. So the 2 I got that just got, and then the 3 there is 5. Atoma's turn. Atoma's doing a non-attacking mech move. Closest to me is going to be close to one of my combat units. Is here. For all sorts of reasons. It gets 4 power, goes from 3 to 7, gets a worker. I do get the enlistment bonus because I have that unlocked. We get a star here. All my enlistments are out, so I get a star for that. So I'm 1 star away. But I need to get to 7. Woof. And I'm very cramped. I don't like it. I'm only next to 1 lake, which is kind of dumb. All right, I'm gonna move. I have 3 moves. We're gonna go 1, 1, 1, 2. I'm having a hard time gaining territory here. My worker can't just move from there because it's stuck in my neck because it's in the lake. I could try to win this combat. Send that guy home. I have no power. Woof. Basically, if I do combat, I'm just trying to win with a 6, which doesn't seem like a really good strategy. So yeah, 1, 1, 2, and then 1, 2. I will spend this 2 to get 2 money. Popularity, so I'm at 7. We'll put this structure out. That's my second one. I don't have a great path for my 6-star, and that's a problem. Atoma's turn. Not a combat, not attacking mech move. Closest to home is this one. And closest to my combat unit would be here. That works. It's going to get $1. Got all those mechs out. I have the enlistment bonus open of $1. Star. Don't think I can get up to 13. I just got a package to the door. Hold on 1 sec. CJM, just realized I was not live when I asked that question, but just heard a response. Yeah, I tried the app to run the Atoma. Where's a way to learn the Atoma? I got the feeling I was playing a crappy mobile game instead of a board game because I spent so much time. Yeah, the app's tough, dude. I like it. It's super functional. I love the app for scoring. I love the app for the randomization that it provides. But yeah, I don't think it's great for running the Atoma. I think you're better off just learning. I mean, at this point, I just kind of need the game to end. I don't have a great sprawl plan. I'd have to get next to 2 more lakes to do something there. But enlistments and mechs seem to have worked. I'll spend $1 to get 3 power and a popularity. Toma's turn. Non-attacking mech move. It's going to pick up. It goes back to right where it came from. It gets 2 power. It gets its last mech back. I get a power because of that enlistment bonus. It goes here. It gets a star. And now I think I just try to sprawl. Doesn't make sense, I think, to try to produce. Game's very much like to end next turn. So we'll sprawl out. We'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2 that way, and then 1. And this gets some more territories. We're not doing a bottom line action. Atoma's turn. It is the end of the game. It has 5 power, so it will do a combat. So that's interesting. This goes here. It's going to combat me closest to home, closest to factory, fewest thing. So it's going to combat me here. That's fine. It's just like laterally changing its territories. So I'm going to get 3 and 4. So I'm going to defend with a 7. It's attacking me. Well, it's at a 9. So I'm going to get a 3 and a 3. And I'm going to spend the 1 to make it go down to a 7. So I'm actually doing with a 6. So I'm using my artillery. So I spend 1 power to make them lose 2. With a 6, they're doing 0 and a card. So I actually win. So this goes back off the board. So I won the battle. I can't get any more stars for that, though. And then they're going to get a consolation thing. We do the rest of their card, though. They get their mech back. They get $1 star. Their 6 star up here. So interesting. Yeah, very different feel to that one. Obviously, we had a big. It was like, all right, well, let's see what happens. I mean, this is technically a heck of a loss. But I just absolutely redid the one encounter card. So I think it's kind of cool to see like how like the alternate universe. Like had I not spent the 2 and I kept the 5, like that 5 was absolutely the difference maker in this game for sure. So if I have 8 stars, wait a second. No, it's gonna make me. I'm just trying to go back to the beginning. So finish and proceed to scoring. Yeah, it's the scoring still showing. So yeah, eight hearts for. Not sorry, eight popularity for the Nordics. We have 5 stars. The Atoma has 6 stars, so they triggered again. That is common. Nordics have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different territories. The Rusviets have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 territories. They only had 8 the last time we scored. As far as resources are concerned, I have 0 left over. Nope, that's not 40. Clear. 0 is better. As far as money, again, plus or minus 4, 5, 17 to 21. The Atoma has 13. They had 13 last turn. And number of lakes that I am adjacent to, I'm only adjacent to 2. And that final score would have been a 72 for me and 67 for Rusviet. Again, had I chosen the other option on these encounter cards. So like that's cool. I mean, I think the fact that the encounter cards can make such a big difference, it gives you something very it gives you something to think about and yeah, you see it's like, oh, had I just, I think some of the best games are like, oh, had I just done this, I could have done this. Like, I think about the games I played like TI4 or Chaos Order, where it's like the next day my friends and I are like, oh, had I just done this one thing differently, that could have been, the opportunity. And you see in real time, it's like, nope, had I not kept that card, had I actually, had I not sold that card, I mean, for the resources, had I kept that card, I would have won that combat and that would have just set me up. You could also say, though, in a vacuum, was selling that card for the resources the right move, considering we were still in stage 1, considering how rare combats are in stage 1. I probably made the right move, but in that specific case, it would have been the wrong move. And I think that's super interesting. I mean, again, where skill and luck come together with these games is something that I will always kind of think about. But yeah, man, it's Scythe, man. You think about, what Atomos were like, when Scythe came out and just what they are now. I mean, this is a very cool system. Uh, is this going to be a game that I'm going to start heavily featuring again? No, I don't think it has that much depth, but it's a nice. I don't think it has enough depth to justify that. I mean, a lot, especially on hard. I mean, a lot of those games are going to come down to one combat, as it did here. in essence, through, if I win that combat, I win. If I lose that combat, I lose. There was no reason to play that out having lost that combat. You'd have been better off setting up. You would have been better off just resetting. There was no way I was going to turn that game state into a win. It was again. I would have lost resources. I would have had a mech and my character back at home. I would have not been able to produce on that hex, even though the windmill was there, because again I didn't have control over it. So there was no reason why that could have ever been a good thing. Um, but trying to figure out the puzzle with this mechanical mat was rough. But I think we finally found a strategy that kind of works. But woof, it's I think when I started the game, I was thinking I would try to do um maybe get all 8 workers out, but that's too much. That's too high cost to pay when you're spending a popularity every time you produce. But if I could have gotten, I was thinking I would do structures mechs, and I ended up doing mechs enlistment. Those enlistment bonuses really do pay off. Super important to get up to 7. So finding a way to do that was pretty clutch. I mean, late game, if you're doing any tech upgrades at all, it's not that hard. I mean, you get that off, and you get the monument built, and you get that tech upgrade off. I mean, again, that's like 3 popularity right there, right? So you can make that late game push, get yourself up into the middle tier. Getting to the top tier is super nice. It's hard to pull off with this particular build. I mean, I think top tier in a hard game, there's not that many turns. You're going to really need to get that enlistment bonus off quick, and you're going to need to build all 4 of your structures after that enlistment bonus is off, and then find other ways to get popularity as well. So, but this was cool. It was a nice little foray back into where it all began, kids, when I was a wee little tyke of late 30s. But I'll be back tomorrow. Another change of pace tomorrow. We're doing Frosthaven, doing a solo scenario for the Bone Shaper. Super excited about that. I will be throwing that up, the solo scenarios up periodically as I go through my Frosthaven campaign with my friends. Next week, I'm going to do Spirit Island. No stream on. Okay, maybe a stream on Monday. I'll stream on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday next week probably. We'll have ATO on Wednesday, so Aeon Trespass Odyssey on Wednesday. I'm going to do a Spirit Island probably on Thursday, and then Monday maybe I can get Ashes Reborn, the Rise of the Phoenixborn on the channel with the Red Rains solo expansion that they sent to me. So I think that's going to be my goal for Monday. So Ashes. So tomorrow is going to be Frosthaven, Monday Ashes Reborn, Wednesday Aeon Trespass Odyssey, and then Thursday Spirit Island, and then I will be off for a week. I have a trip. I have some family stuff, and then a trip. Then we'll be back at the very end of the month, going into July. A lot of exciting things planned for July. I will be off at the end of July too. So again, lots of a couple weeks already missing here and there. And then we have Gen Con, and then after Gen Con, we will take stock of the state of the channel. I still need to get a top 10 film for July, so anyone has any ideas for a top 10 they would like to see, definitely let me know. I am looking for definitely, I'm looking for inspiration. So I was thinking about a top 10 true solo gear locks. However, with the 5 new gear locks that just came out, I think we're gonna have to push that off until later in the year, and then I'll get all those on the channel, and then we'll just do a top 10 with all the gear locks. Because I was just thinking of all the gear locks that already released, but Unbreakable again just delivered. I was like, nah, let me push that off until I can get those 5 on the channel as well. So this was super cool. Hope everyone enjoyed a little trip down memory lane, or if you're in a play group that still plays Scythe a lot, that's awesome. Would love to hear it. It's a really good game. This I don't know, man. It I think it's easy to like these older games. I think is it's Yeah, but I can look. I guess I feature Maze Knight. Maze Knight's probably one of the older games I feature a lot. But I think it's so easy to kind of let a game like Scythe like kind of fall to the wayside and just forget. Like, just wait, how cool of an experience it is, and like how novel it was for a lot of people. This a novel it was for me. Like, as I was like kind of learning modern tabletop games, this was definitely a big part in my journey. So. Uh, Happy to kind of come back to it. I will try to do that more, I think, in the upcoming months. I want to get an Arkham Horror LCG on the channel at some point. I mean, like, even again, like Last Bastion, I want to kind of loop back to, I mean, if these games are in my basement, I do want to get them featured, or I will want to sell them. Is pretty much how that works out. But I'm yammering a little bit. This was super fun. We had 3 games for the price of 1. Finally got a victory on the channel. Thanks again to Stonemaier for sending me the new encounter cards. If you were like me and you were scared off of them because of some of the things you read, yeah, dude, some of these things are wacky and zany, and there's a way to get a star on a couple of them. None of them have come off to me has like completely broken. There are some real popularity, boons in here. I mean, there's some really, really interesting cards. They give you interesting decisions. I was worried they'd be wildly unbalanced based on some of the stuff I had read, but I have just not found that to be the case. Pay $3 or 2 food for 4 popularity. Like, all right, like change your home base. Woof. Return. Some of these are just wacky, man. There's a lot of like keep this card face down. Like, no, there's a few of those. Again, a few that you cannot play with the Atoma. But they're cool, dude. Pay 5 popularity for 2 upgrades. Oh, that's bananas, man. This one you can't use with the Atoma. This is until your next turn, when your opponents pay resources to take the bottom row actions, they must place these resources on your character's territory. Wow. Or pay 7 power. You may use combat cards to gain 4 popularity and 2 food, or pay 3 popularity to gain a mech. I don't find these that out of whack with the existing encounter cards. I really don't, and it could just be I just don't play Scythe as much as other games, but I really like the flavor of these. I mean, the art is all the same, what you've come to expect from Scythe. That's I mean, that's from Fenris, which again I thought was trash, but I like the art in Fenris a lot. So one of these days I'll explain why I didn't like Fenris. Yeah, assist the workers to pick repairs, gain 2 money and a popularity. That seems like the normal cards from back in the day. Or invest in the oil field, pay $4 to keep this card. At the beginning of your turns, you may gain 1 oil on a territory you control. Oh, that's cool. Just a perpetual oil for the rest of the game. Or pay 3 popularity to gain 1 upgrade and 2 oil. Yeah, I think they're cool, man. I think they infuse a nice little bit of extra oomph into the game, and I'm definitely going to shuffle them all into my deck as soon as we're done here. So that was that. This was cool. Thanks for joining me. Any questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below. And until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.